Hi guys, how are you doing tonight? Good. Right. If you have questions, let me look at all the projects and then at the end we can talk about it, okay? Because we have a lot of projects here to look. All right. So first one, in terms of color, this is really nice. You can tell, especially here on the patterns, the illustration, the only ones that are not really inside this family are the icons. They are too heavy. So if we pay attention to all those little designs, little, details, everything is very uh, delicate. The illustrations are a little bit heavy, but not in terms of design is heavy in terms of being too busy. For example, like here, the use of text could be much better. Try not to place text on top of anything like illustrations, photos, or unless there is a place where you have a solid color. And then it's okay to place the text there, but otherwise it's gonna cause some readability problems there. Now, unfortunately, there is no space here for, well, it's not even that, it's just that doesn't look like a cover for a menu. Where you really need the logo there, not really too big, really small, but it doesn't really look. Still, you can use this as part of your advertising campaign because they are really nice, and then you create something else for the cover of the menu next month. So fix this. Too heavy, doesn't have the colors. I think you guys forgot about week one. We created a whole color scheme for the brand. Don't get out of that color scheme. It has to be really consistent, always repeating the same colors. That's how we can get to that family feel. All right, let's take a look at the logo here. So here you decided to use just the cup. I don't see Turkish here. Or maybe this is what it is, the sun. Yeah, I really want to see. Remember, this is iteration 2. I'm giving you feedback. And then we have another one. So don't think this is, oh, it's done. I don't want to work on this anymore. No, you need to get better and better on this because this is a very, it's a process, right? So you don't finish a logo right away. Oh, this is it. So here I would like to see Turkish, something that tells, okay, this is California, cool, and this second element is just reminding me of the Turkey, the country or the history, whatever it is that you want to show here. I think the word mark, it's better. It gives more space here in between. What I like that it's better. Okay. All right. So keep working on that. All right. Let's take a look at this one. I don't know if you remember this. Uh, well, I don't have the symbol here, but it was, they were separated, the chicken and the, I don't remember exactly what was a sandwich. Oh, it wasn't a chicken. It was a sandwich and a, this one here at the bottom. So now it's much better. You combine this is kind of cute, right? Um, so I like it. You have the three colors, nice. The only thing here is that it's too tall. We're going to talk about this in a minute. I want to see first the family here. Um, so we do have too many colors. Um, I see some consistency here. So that green is the, I would say, what is putting these icons together is that circle in the green, right? And then here on this area is too much going on. So how can you make this part of this family? So it's divided in the middle. This area looks good. The left side still needs some work. The design is nice. I like the ideas. I think it's just a matter of you using the same colors to just bring this, back to the brand. I do like the graphic elements here at the bottom. So really good. That's nice. Now let's talk about the size of this. It's huge, right? I think you forgot that you need to bring two guidelines, always beginning with your horizontal. Two guidelines. You see that the tagline is not part of it. And now look at this, the difference. This is the height of your symbol in between these two lines. So fix that before your next submission. But looks good. Looks good. I would even try without the outlines are so tricky to use because sometimes you're just using an outline because of the color. Maybe the color is not too strong, it's too light, and you just want to give that, you know, the shape. But that's the better way is to change the color instead of using the outline. I'm looking here at the bottom, and I don't know, I would like to see this without the outline. Many of you forgot to send me the files. Without the files, I can't help you. And without the files, your client cannot even print this, cannot even use. I don't know. Just the presentation is not enough. And it's, if I'm not wrong, 20 points of your grade. So the files are really important that you remember to submit your files. Still time if you want to submit today, just go ahead and do it. All right, let's talk about this one. I want to talk a little bit about presenting your work too. Look at this, how busy it is. Very difficult for us to appreciate your work if everything is so busy, right? Let's take a look at this first one here. I had to recreate this presentation because everything was exactly like the other one thing on top of the other. And we can really appreciate, we can see, okay, the groups of items. So this is what is happening here too. I couldn't do it because, recreate it because I don't have the keynote. I just had the PDF. But first thing, do not present. This is well, it's not a professional, but I want you to understand how you present this professionally. Do not take a screenshot of Illustrator. You're a designer, right? Create something nice to present your the information. And then don't forget about the space around the symbol, the clear space. That's very important. Look how everything is one on top of the other. Now, let's say if your client is going to use this logo on someplace, nothing should be right there, invading the space of the logo. That's very important to understand. I have here 1, 2, 3 options. Following instructions is so important. That's why I have everything really the requirements are very specific on how you create that composition, because this is what happens. Now, the percentage of you know, being, what is the being, the creativity, the percentage of you creating something completely new out of the requirements of a project in the studio, it would be maybe 15%. You cannot come up and, oh, okay, I'm not going to listen to anybody else, not the art director or lead designer, and just come up with my own ideas. That doesn't happen, right? So what I can use from here, I can use the vertical, and that's it. And then I have a black horizontal, but I don't have the color horizontal. So organization is important. Um, it's better for you, it's better for the whole team. And so just pay attention to this little detail, not little, these are big details. Now let's talk about this. I do like this one here. I think the one on the left, maybe it's missing something, or maybe you can use this one here that was the two palm trees for like drinks, you know, desserts, and then the one on the right more for like a, you know, a lunch or breakfast or something like that. So just remember, this is going to be on a menu. Now if we look at this illustrations and then we look at the patterns, there is no connection there. The patterns are too abstract. Um, there's nothing there that tells me, okay, this is part of this company here, right? That's something you have to, the pattern is completely off. I would still think about the illustrations are good and the icons are good. Um, yeah, but the patterns are really off. Um, Now remember, I'm not sure these are the icons because I don't see how this would represent something specific on the menu. So maybe these are the graphic elements. So very confusing. You know, if you need to make it easier for people to see your work and understand and love it and really you know, appreciate it. All right, so you need some work there. Um, you need some work on your, let's talk about the height of this. Now, first of all, this one here on the left, do not use that with the name on top of the image of the symbol. That doesn't work. The one here on the right is better, but then you don't have two words on your word mark. So you're missing the hierarchy there. And then you have two lines on your tagline. So there's a lot of things you need to fix here. Let me know, send me a message. We can set up a meeting and rework the whole logo, okay? So don't forget that, send me a message and we can rework this together. All right. So on this one, I do like the illustration. It is balanced. You can tell this is the same company, right? You have some kind of a symmetry, something that is very unique about this too. Not only the colors, but is like relaxing and has that mood and tone, the same mood and tone. Now, this part at the bottom is unfinished. It doesn't belong to the same company. I do like well, actually, I don't. The patterns are repeating the same. You see, if somebody is looking at your portfolio and sees something like this, a nice illustration, and then come to the patterns and use exactly the same elements, that's not good. You are not going to leave a good impression. It's just looking like, okay, maybe she cannot create too many, you know, too many graphic elements. She's just repeating the same elements over and over, that's not a good idea. So as a designer, you need to create. That's what we do. We need to come up with different elements to do your patterns, um, for your icons and graphic elements. These are the icons. Maybe this is spice, this is spicy, this is vegan. I can see that. The fish, I'm not sure exactly what that would be. I'd love to see the explanation there. For the graphics, these are not really graphics. These are more icons than graphic elements. So you need to come up with something better here, okay? And bring the brand. The brand is not there. So colors, find the shape. For example, you have the shape. You're talking about water. You're talking about kind of a rain or something very delicate, and so bring that tone and mood to the graphic elements. Right now they are not part of the same family. Let's talk about the logo here. So I see that you still need, you're just using a different font, but there is no design there. So you need to design level 1. So the first word should be designed. The other thing I like much better the color for the gate here. The is nice. What you have is the royalty. You have a little crown there. The colors here in the center, they are kind of vibrating. And you have the red and blue on this with the same visual weight. They vibrate with each other and cause uncomfortable, for us to look too long. And that's the opposite what we need. We want people to keep looking at the logo. So you need to kind of think about how you can maybe use a different color, maybe use a separation, but there are too many lines here for you to separate with an empty line all around this. So maybe you need a different blue or a different red. This is what as a designer, you need to find a better solution. Now, again, you see this is an image from your presentation. Now look at how the symbols are invading each other's space. So think about this, how you present your work. You should be the first one to be proud to present your work in a very good way. All right, let's talk about this one. I kind of, I think I made this again because that was too confusing, too much going on. So if we talk about the illustrations, I do like this one for the cover. Do not place the logo on top of anything. If we don't want anything around the logo, imagine behind the logo, right? Doesn't make sense if we don't want anything near the logo. Don't do that. And the other thing is, do not place the color version of the logo on top of color, because now already, if you had color theory, so you know that when you place a color on top of another color, it changes the color. Both colors, they change because they are reacting to each other. So in this case, to delete that cloud there in the behind the logo, and you can use the white version, the black version, or you can use one of the colors. For example, you can do the black version, but instead of black, you can use all purple or all brown, right? But do not use the color version on top of anything, colors and things like that. For this one here, it's too much. It's too much going on there. Let's see. I do like the idea of the Can you see how they are vibrating? The blue and the red. Very difficult to keep looking, but I like the idea. You just need to change the color. And take anything around the dog and just place the dog so we can see it, because right now it's really difficult. But at the same time, I don't see any relation to the brand, the dog, right? I see the horse because this is a Texas, you see the bull, and but the dog, oh, this is a Chihuahua, I guess. Oh, no, but it still doesn't really, and the colors are not really. Can you see how the colors are not really? This blue is is nowhere here. So this is a good idea. Maybe you can use on some other place, but still not part of the brand right now. I can see this. I can see these elements. This one, I'm not sure. It's nice, it's beautiful, but I'm not sure it's part of this brand. Now this one is good. These are the icons. I would say find, for example, here on the patterns. So you have, let's see if I can make this. So you have two elements here. You have the boot and there's other one, and then you have here two more elements. What is nice, I can see that as part of the brand. Now, when you put these two together with the icons, what do you guys think? Is this part of the same brand? The 6 elements? I think something is missing here that tells, or what you can do, those little lines, you can make even more lines and then apply to the other elements. So the line would be that element that is putting everything together. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see I have comments here. Right. It's okay. This is a process. I'm just giving you ideas because we're still working on this. This is the first, second, well, the first for the family. So that's fine. That is not okay right now. We are in the process of getting better. So I do like this too. I think it is part of the brand. I can feel that. So you just need to rework the second illustration. Now let's talk about this here. So we do have a circle here. Now we have a circle there. Is this enough as being design? Not really. I would say I would prefer for you to have the straight word instead of being on a circle, and design that in some way. Just change something here. Now, look at the letter L and the letter I. These are very almost like a naive kind of a kid's book kind of letters, right? But we are talking about a bull. So it's a cowboy. What is wrong there? Something is not matching. So find something that really tells that story. This is a cowboy place, right? Texas, Mexico, right? Right, it is. So think about this. One tip is to look at the name of the font. The name of the font will tell you a lot. where this font is coming from, what is the inspiration, what is the art movement, what is the design, and just by the name we can tell already, oh, this is not the same brand. This is not about this company, right? Let's see, but I wanted to round the font to make it feel more friendly. That makes sense. The original font was more sharp. Like I wanted to round the edges of it. Yes, you want to make, oh, you're talking about this circle or just the, so I understand what you mean. You're saying that this, what I'm saying right now is you did it on purpose because you want it to be more friendly. But you can definitely make it more friendly and still be tough and bold and you know what I mean? It's just the font that is not right. Find another font and you still can do something, to be more friendly. Try, especially the letter L and I. The others are not as bad, but the letter L and I think is what is putting this off a little bit. All right. So how about this one? Let's see. Sample. I need to kind of concentrate. When it's too much going on, it is difficult. It's too much going on everywhere. I need to just stop and concentrate on some parts. That happens to you guys too. And we need to think about who is looking at your portfolio and what is the experience they will have. If there's too much going on, they're not going to look at your work. So we have pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 3, and then we have 1, 2, 3. Okay. I need to see what is this about here. I think what is happening here. Oh, all right. Shadows is a no in this class, right? Sometimes you can use shadows, but in this class, logos, illustrations, and things, no shadows at all. Everything should be sharp, solid, right? Colors, no gradients, nothing like that. For a pattern, this is a lot of detail. Right here, this is too much. It's too much going on. And there's a cup and a glass and a tie, I guess. Yeah. So I think you did more than you needed to do actually here. You don't have to have so many details. I guess the first one is the best one. The second one doesn't really matter because you are just repeating the first information. See how that works? That's how people is going to see your work. So come up with something different. The composition, that's not what we are looking for. We're looking for, can you create new graphic elements? Can you create graphic? It's like you are using the icons to create your patterns. That's a no, I can't. Or I will grade you for the icons, or I'll give you a grade for the pattern. So new elements, okay? Not repeating. Like for example, here, that's good. Do you know where you're gonna use this? Remember, you were doing menus, advertising, and packages. So just remember that, right? Don't just create something just for this class. That doesn't work like this. You need to remember what you're going to do with those elements here. Now, for the illustrations, do not use the logo as an illustration. The logo should be 1/3 of this, very small, very small. And on this first one here on the left, you're using the pattern as your illustration, right? So Again, you're just repeating. And is the second one, I do like whatever it is here. Let's see. So it looks nice. Something here at the, but it's still a pattern. It's not really an illustration. Do you remember when I was explaining the difference between patterns and illustrations? So this here is a pattern. You need to create an illustration. It's different. It needs to tell the story of this brand. So we're going to talk about this logo in a minute. Remember when I was talking about using the grid system? Now, can you see here how this part here is not aligned with this? Little details that makes a whole difference in your work. This is a grid system. It's just being aware of alignment, of craftsmanship, rhythm and balance. All right. Let's talk about the logo here. So do not use any shadows, no shadows, nothing that is an effect. Everything should be clean and nice and sharp. Um, the other thing is this font is distorted. It looks taller than what should be. Look at the letter A here. That's the real letter A, the original. Now look at this letter A here. Can you see how it's taller? So don't do that. That's a no-no in typography. You can, like, for example, design something or like add or cut some shapes, but that's not really design. So you need to come back and fix that, okay? Now look at that space here. It's just, something is wrong here on that space. There's two spaces there. Now the same thing is happening here on the center. This is, I can tell this is not the original. It's like shrinked, as you can tell by the shape here. It's deformed, right? So these little details are very important in design. So the other thing is we have this red shape behind it. I'm not sure really the meaning of that. I don't see any reason for that. So if you are doing something and it looks like decoration, don't do it, right? We don't do decoration. Everything should have a purpose behind it. So is the shadow, because if this is a butterfly, let's talk about this as this is a butterfly, why the red shadow, right? So think about all this when you're designing. All right, so you need to fix, but you are getting there. Don't feel bad. You are getting there. It's much better than was before. So it's a process. No need for the outline, just sharp shapes. That's fine. Now this one doesn't have the brand story or the brand concept, so unfortunately it's missing. But I do think this is a family, especially here, this part and the logo. This black here, or black or blue, I'm not sure. I think it's a dark blue. Um, that doesn't really look part of it because everything is so fresh, right? It just gives that idea this company uses fresh ingredients. just because of the color and the elements here. But then you have this dark blue. Is like something something is not right there. So come up with something different. Now, why you have this names, the titles on your illustrations? Illustrations should not have a title. What you can do, you're gonna have here is the logo for the cover of your menu. So no titles there. The illustration should be enough by itself. Um, I really don't see how many students have the same shape, right? That's exactly what a, a lead designer, an art director is going to think. Well, how many portfolios I've seen with the same shape? There's no design there. Do you remember when we were on the lecture, I was showing you guys the different groups of icons and why they were different and why they were really part of the same company. Each one had some element or a color or something that made them part of this company. That's design. Now, just using an icon, like I can find this anywhere, or using uh, the first letters, that's not design, right? So think about that. It's very important. Here for the patterns, I do like the elements, but it doesn't look like this was created in Illustrator. It just looked like you put together these elements. Imagine if every time you use a pattern you have to create manually. That would be really terrible. So see like this, you have three elements. So just put these three elements together, and from these three elements, you create a pattern. So you don't have to put all this element. You can if you want, but it doesn't look like a pattern right now. So go back and redo that. I do like let's take a look at the logo here. Now look how big is this. Again, it's funny because I give you guys exactly what you can do, but you always come up with this huge symbol. I don't know why. Okay, again, so bring that guideline, and this is the height of your symbol, okay? This area here, the brown area, is too big. I remember talking to you about this. This is too big. So when you look at the symbol, think about what is the focal point? What is the most important part of this, right? The part on the top is important because that is the South Korean style. No, I'm sorry, the Moroccan style, the pot. And then the middle is important because these are the wood sticks. So what is the most important part? That part, right? This part at the bottom, it is just like a little details, like to finish the idea. So it doesn't have to be that big because it gets distracting from what we really want them to look. So go back there and do something about it. All right. For this one, I don't have the brand story and the concept either. But I do have, oh no, I do. Sorry, I do. It's right here. I do have the old logo. I remember saying to flip and was four colors. So do something and was too abstract. So it's getting there is much better. I would like to see what is, again, what is the focal point, right? Without these little details here, we really don't know what is that about. So make it this bigger. And if you look at that now, this is the opposite. This is the symbol is too small, right? Because if we bring the guidelines here, now the other thing is Is this just an icon of a taco? What do you guys think? Where is the other element, right? Because we are talking about this is Trinidad and Mexico. Where is Trinidad? What is about Trinidad? What can you bring? I'm not sure. I hope I'm saying the name correctly. But what can you bring? And then you have the space right here. You can bring something to talk about this country. The other thing is the color. I, I I think you should go back to the color you had before, the pink and the orange. Yellow on top of white, it's really, really difficult to read, especially if you are printing this on a pen. Can you imagine this on a pen, right? And look at that. We don't know exactly what is that because it's too small. So go back with the color, with the design of your symbol. Avoid this outline, too weak, the outline. Yeah, do that. Keep working. All right, let's talk about this one. I believe I did redesign this too because all of them had this shadow. So let's say I forgot to take that one. All right. So this is the logo here. This is the menu, the icons, supporting graphics. Okay. This is just like a black version. We don't need this. All right, let me delete that. All right, so now we have this two here. All right, we don't need that part on the top either. So these are, I'm guessing these are the illustrations. All right, in terms of illustration, let's think about this. Is this a story there? Is there anything about this element that is telling the story of this brand? If it's not, then this is not an illustration. This is just a graphic element, an icon. This is an icon of a tree. There is no story there. So this is not an illustration yet, but it's a great beginning. So keep working on it. Okay? So we need more elements to tell the story. I do like the supporting graphics. Uh, they have some shadows there, some things that are not anywhere else. Like, can you see how the styles are completely different? So make sure that you use that same style. So if you have this shadow here, you should have the shadows somewhere else too. So I kind of make this part of the family. I do like this pattern here. Now this one, it still needs work. Not sure exactly. It doesn't really, it's not part of anything. Why I like this one? Well, this one kind of reminded me of this piece. Um, it has a little bit of, some shapes and colors. I guess the color is the most important part. Are we creating a better combo here? What do you guys think? We'll talk about this logo in a minute. Is this part of the same family now? So you need to work on your illustrations. You need to work on your icons. This is not part of the family. We need another pattern. Now let's take a look at the logo here. So this is what you had. Actually, this was my um, suggestion for you last meeting. And I said, keep working on level 1, but you're still there. It doesn't look like you work at all. This is not updated. Take a look at the rubric. There is points for update your logo. And doesn't look like this is updated. So what's going on? The symbol is still big. Level 1 still needs work. Tagline is still small. So you didn't update your logo. Go back over there and update your logo. You need to work on this. Uh, it doesn't look, it doesn't look right. This two O's, that it tells nothing about this company, because this is about um, being fresh. I'm guessing this is a hand that is mimicking like a bowl of fresh food. And then you have this solid circle there. Doesn't really, it's not complementing the, it is, yeah, disconnected. So keep working on level 1, okay? All right, let's see this one here. So let's see. This one, I don't think we talked about this last time on our meeting. This is the first time I'm seeing this. So first thing, we need to be careful and do not use this kind of effect. This is, it's, I'm gonna put this. First of all, very difficult if somebody wants to do embroidery or, something like that, because of all these little details. It's more like a noise, That's symbols are very simple, very sharp shapes, no gradients, no details like this. Um, and it looks more like decoration, when you feel like something is missing and then you just use an effect. But that's not how it works with logo design. It has to be something sharp. So, oh, look at that again, the fire icon. Oh, guys. Anyway, look, going back to the logo, I like the idea. Japanese and Chinese fusion. So let's bring, first of all, you need to take, or make the letter M is too tall. Just make the letter M a little bit taller than the letter O, just a little, like here. And then move kitchen a little bit up so it's not like invading the level 1 there. And the funny thing is that the level 1, when you look at a landscape, those mountains, right? The mountain that is far, far away, what is that color? It's a very light color, very light. Everything that is far away is light. Everything that is sharp and bold comes to the foreground. And that's exactly what is happening here. So kitchens should be the level 2, but it's taking too much attention because it's red. And then the level 1, that is the big one that you want the viewer to look first, is going backwards because the light is too light. So change the light, the colors here. Not sure what are these 3 elements behind the gate. So I would like to see something. What is that about, right? And Japanese and Chinese fusion in black, too bold. So maybe you can use, the light color kitchen and the tagline in the orange, and then the level 1 in red. Now for the rest, this tree needs work. the icons. This is not part of the family yet. Um, and this one, this two here, let's see, what is this? So what do you guys think? Do we have two completely different styles here? Is the one on the left organic and the one on the right? And it's not only that, really. Yeah, I don't see, I see the X here, the X here. I'm not sure what the X is about. This is very heavy. This is not so heavy, but still this, I think you still need to work on this. And you need to bring, and I'm just talking about the elements, but you need to bring the brand to these elements too. So what is the brand about? You have some shapes here. You have this font that is very like handwriting. It has that humanistic kind of appeal, and so more, but it is heavy and solid. So there is not much of a detail there. But then we have these two pieces. Yeah, you need to rework this, the whole bottom part here. And now what is missing? You are missing three graphic elements and you are missing two illustrations. So go back to work. There's still something that you need to do here. All right. Oh, the first one was the logo applied. I do like this. What do you guys think? The illustrations. It's telling a story, right? So this is Korean and Mexican. We see that the Korean here, we see the Mexican going around, and my eyes are going to the top and go back here and go down. Nice. And then look at the curve of the palm tree, the aligning. Look at how this is a nice composition. Can you see how this is working? Go down and go up again, and we are always looking at that symbol. And this is what you want. You want the viewer to stay there, to appreciate this everything and keep the name of the company in their mind. And the size of the logo is correct. So very good. And I do like the look, see the patterns. You do have some kind of an abstract here. Let me see if I can find something. Besides the color, I'm not sure, it looks like tiles. So I'm kind of thinking this could be the tiles in the kitchen or the tiles of in Mexican. Well, this is Mexican, so maybe this is about Korea. So see how now we are more intrigued and we want to know more about this. That's what you want them to, how to feel. The icons still need work. The icons are not the color maybe, but there is nothing, no graphic element there that tells me, this is part of the same brand. um, the graphic elements here, this one I think is off. It's too heavy. Everything is very light and breezy, and I can almost feel the breeze here, right? And this is so heavy there. So maybe you need another type of graphic element. But good job, is you're getting there. And yeah, the only thing that I don't like is how this is invading the word mark right here. Um, but I do like the rotation. It's much better than what was here. So you can rotate, that's fine. But I would say move a little bit out of it to the left. And the colors are much better too. All right, let's take a look at this one. Hmm. So again, how you present your work is everything, you know, not everything, but it's 50-60%, because that will tell me, should I stay here or should I go, right? The presentation, sometimes you have a wonderful job, but if everything is like all connected one to the other, that's kind of difficult. So let's see if we can see this by, you know, step by step. First, I'm guessing this is the illustration. All right. So is this an illustration? Is this just a an icon of the hand with this, you know? I think the one on the left is much better. And I would go, even on the illustrations, do not use shadows or any kind of, see this kind of effect here, do not use that. Flip this two, so it goes from left to right, and no need for titles. No need for that frame too. So what is going to happen here? You have no frame, no titles. This is going to be just flipped, no shadows there. It's going to be much better. And then you need a place for the logo. Now this one you need to change because that's not an illustration yet. This is just an icon there, right? No titles. You don't need any titles. What you need is the logo here, okay? And then the pattern looks good because I understand this is a very fun place, very dynamic, very active for kids and things like that. So it doesn't have any special design in terms of portfolio, for example. That doesn't really count, right? Because there's nothing that you really designed here, an element that we can see. Wow, you know, that's cool. These are just stars and little dots. It works, but in terms of portfolio, you can use that to really show your skills. So I would say rework that, come up with some really cool elements for this. Um, so illustrations, patterns, icons. For icons, I guess these are the icons. I'm not sure what the icons are about, so I'll have to read this afterwards and give you a better feedback. In terms of graphic elements now, I'm thinking these are your graphic elements, but they look more like patterns. So they're not really graphic elements here on the left. Now let's talk about the logo. You don't really need to have the element that it's nice for you, so you know where to place the logos and everything, but you don't need to have that all the time, right? You know, the clear space. So let's see. This was the last one, and this is the new one. It's a little pixelated just because I got from here from this. Uh, so it's not real, it's not really pixelated, but I do like the hello much better. The letter L is really weird. I'm not sure what is happening here. So maybe you should go back and is this the real letter L from this font? Because it looks like weird. Now the yes, much better was the just three colors and that finish here at the bottom. So I guess just the letter L and maybe a little bit smaller so it's not too tall. It's kind of getting here on the tagline. The tagline looks a little too bold. So be careful if you know the fonts are the letters are not kind of touching each other. That's a no in typography, touching letters. All right. We are almost, no, we are not. I will be here. If you guys need to go, that's fine, okay? But I need to finish this. All right, there's one. I do like the illustrations, but remember this menu is vertical, not horizontal. So I'm not sure how you're going to use this. The characters look a little, no, look good, look good. Yeah, that's fine. The illustrations are fine. Let's move this to the other side. You kind of change this, it change the font. Now, what do you guys think about these two patterns? If you look at the patterns and they let's go to the patterns first. Patterns and illustration, because illustration is the best piece here. Right? Can you see how the styles are different? Even between these two patterns, the styles are too different. I do like the elements in the pattern. Um, this is Mexican and Korea. Why you have, I'm not sure why you have the star. So this is something that you need to think about. And in the style should be similar, you know, like right now, this is our two different companies. This one in the middle is too heavy. The other ones, there's no like one detail that tells me, okay, this is part of the same group. And the graphic elements are nice. Maybe just too simple, like if you could put something else together. But I do like it. I like the design of the hat. The one in the middle, really, that's not, let's say the one in the middle you need to redo because that's not really anything new. I can find this online. But the one on the left in the hat, that's fine. So you did fix the font, that's good. But now what is happening is that this is too, let's, again, let's take that. I see how that's out of balance. Like this is down here. It's not even centralized. What should not be, it should be centralized just with the word mark and move the tagline down. Now look at how everything is heavy and just there. It's not going anywhere. And suddenly the tagline is running, right? Running is italic, is full of details. And so you really need to change this font here. No, nothing should be, um, you know, should be like a simple font, regular, not italic, and move this up. I think the size is right. You just need to move up. but it's getting better. I think the second word is still, I think, no, for sure, this is not the original font. This is distorted. So you need to go back to the original font here on level 2. All right. So let's take a look at this one. I do think this is, let me move this out a little bit. I want to bring this, oops. All right. Can you see how this is the same family? In terms of what? It's delicate, the colors, the shapes, has some kind of a fun going on. So it's very much the same, right? But then when you look here on the right, this is not the same company. What do you think? Why? Why is not the same? What's going on here? I do like the first one that has some kind of element behind the symbol, the icon, that makes it a group in terms of form, in terms of the circle, but in terms of color and design, it's not. I know this is tricky to do. So I totally understand that you didn't get in the first time, but now I'm telling you, look how this little 3 dots. Remember that on the lecture, everyone, if one has 3 dots, all the ones have 3 dots. If they have, some detail, all of them had the same detail. That's what makes them this part of the group. The colors, completely different, right? Um, I would say this is one company, but not the same company as this one. So keep working. You're getting there. You're getting there. I like this shape, but still the color is nowhere anywhere. So, and in terms of graphic elements, really, where you're going to use just this, right? And will really make a difference. Exactly, right? Or any one of, or this one, where you're going to use this and say, okay, I created this, right? We need to think about this. Well, and what is important about that? What is something that is really unique about this? So maybe if I had something like this, now I'm telling a story. Now something is happening. So go back. You still need to work on this graphic elements icons too. All right. The logo is much better. Yeah, the letter E, much better. Didn't you guys think this is much better? Every time I have two letters together like this, I always try to make one a little different so it doesn't look like a font. So if this is just a font and you didn't design at all, please go back and do something about it. Something, I don't know. Maybe you have on the letter C, you have the tail, or the letter Y has the tail. I don't know. Maybe here is I don't know. Uh, think about this. You're a designer. Now, one thing that I didn't notice before, this is huge. Look at the size here on the left. This is too big. You are taking this space that people, imagine somebody doing a package and needs to fill with information, and the logo is taking this space for nothing, right? So go back and take a look at my suggestion there. All right, this one. And all together. So these are the illustrations. There are some interesting elements here, but maybe what is happening is that is too dark. Think about the color scheme, because maybe um, we can't see the details because it's too dark. But I do like it. And where would you place the logo? Like right here, white version. Where is the logo? See, this is a problem with this logo that I told you last time. I do like the logo, but it's so thin. The lines are so thin that you really couldn't even use on a dark uh, place like that. Even in white, it's going to disappear. So based on your design on the logo, think about what would be the best idea so this logo will really pop out of the page. The other thing, these are centralized, right? Where is the focal point? Right here at the bottom. This is the focal point. See the curve there? That's a grid system. It's a curve. And then you have that diagonal line. Move this down so you ground your design. Always have that part at the bottom smaller than the part on the top. So you ground the design right there. And then on the top, you need to find a place that your logo will pop out of the page. So I would say this logo should be on top of white, because sometimes what happens when you have, white, you don't, the paper is white. But then if you add brown and then you have this thin line, the brown will go inside the place. It's going to kind of run a little bit inside that line. And if the line is too thin, then you're going to have problems. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So find a better place. The same thing here. There's no place for the logo. It is nice. It's not really an illustration. This is more like an abstract, um, geometric kind of a graphic element, but not really an illustration. This is more like an illustration. This is telling a story. Now, what other things we have here? I can't really tell. Oh, I get this is the pattern. Nice. This is another pattern. Kind of confusing with this design. I'm not sure exactly what is this. I think maybe these are the graphic. If these are your graphic elements, let's say, do you think that this face, what is nice, but do you think that is part of the same family? Look at this one. So the design, the symbol, the face there, that's Buddha, because I remember your research. And it's very serious design. When I look at this logo, I think about a serious company, a very grounded company. But then when I look at this cute face, that's another company. That's a fun kind of child, kids book kind of design, right? What do you guys think? So there are things that you need to improve here, okay? Just go ahead and think about the logo style and redesign some of your elements here. How about the logo? I like what you did. Look, now you're getting very geometric on the flower. What is nice, I like that. But the love is not, it's okay, the word, but the font is not good. and the color is not good. So you need to, the L is too tall. Maybe if you know, just select the up part of this stem of the letter L and just move down so you don't have that white space over here. And then don't design anything. It looks like you kind of work a little bit on the letter V and letter E and the letter L, but that's level 2. It should not be designed. And this color is not really the best color. All right, we are almost there. Just 2 more. Okay, for this one, I do like the illustrations. Let's see the, okay, the black version is not working, and that area is not the best area. This here would be the best area. And maybe what you can do is to use the one of the colors. So you have yellow and you have red. So maybe just use the yellow or the red, you know, flat color right here. For this one, the same thing. This color is not helping. Now, this doesn't count as 2 illustrations. I don't remember this being like, it's the same illustration. Now you need to come up with a second illustration, completely new, and do not use any kind of effects like this. This is overused in, this kind of effect. So just clean shapes, that's great. For the logo, well, let's talk about the other elements first. So you have, let's see, visual assets. I'm not sure which ones are the icons. Can't tell. But I do like that they are not part of the same family yet. This you can count as your creation, right? Because this is not really a design thing. This is something we find online. But the rest is fine. It's just you need to make it part of this brand, or bring a shape on the back, or you have the circle on the logo, on the symbol, maybe a circle on the back of each one, and brings that color, the same color on each one, to make this part of one element, one brand, sorry. I do like the pattern, but then you need to create a second one, because this one doesn't really, it's not really part of anything. So you need to create a second pattern, work on your graphic elements, right? And place the logo right here. Now the logo, I think I told you this already. Too busy here at the bottom. This is very, very busy. And it's nothing really new, because you're just repeating the same element from the logo. So just one is enough. Delete the other ones, and maybe this one here, or maybe the last letter, and is enough. Do not do anything on the seafood. Seafood, just information, and the design is not really a good design. See, this kind of design like this, be careful. That's not the best idea, right? So just the font here, that's fine. All right, this is the last one. So let's see. I do like the illustration, but this is the same illustration. So you need to come up with a second illustration. This is the same one, but I do like, I don't know, maybe there's one here that is less busy. So the first one here, and then come up with a second illustration. This are, let's see. These are the icons probably. What is nice, you have the same width with the outline, you have the same colors and kind of the same style. And then you have this cute graphic elements, what is nice. I like that. And then let's take a look. Oh, sorry, we didn't see the pattern. Now the pattern is, it looks too busy. I can't separate. Okay, it looks too busy. Maybe a little less detail, but you are right on top of it. So you just need maybe little details, something that it doesn't, for example, does four shapes here really count? Or if you don't have that there, would be better. Or maybe you don't need the outline. I think the outline is, without the outline, it's going to be much, much better. No outlines anywhere. Okay, this one on the top is okay, I think. Without outline will be better. Now let's talk about this. Um, so this is the new one. Yeah, and this is smaller, lighter. That's nice. The height is good. You, instead of creating something new, you just deleted that and you were just using that. I don't think that's the best idea. I think you can do much better than this. Look at how bold is this. And now here we have this nice thin line. Everything is delicate. And then this is so bold. So I think you can do much better than that on level 1. So keep working on that. Okay, that's the last one, guys. It was fun to have you guys together to do this. I'm going to finish this. Stop the